Here we go then, it's La Rochelle in black today who kick us off. Straight down the throat. And Clermont, important to get their first kick-off right. George Mawala takes his first take and then away by Anthony Bellew. Bellew in from Toulon this season, where he spent 8 years. Successful years too, going back to the time when Toulon were the main team themselves in France. He very much came into Toulon at the back end of that. And already the crowd getting behind their team. Quentin Lespay, successful first off, straight into the arms of Remy Piquet. Little kick forward that's here taken well. So important that Clermont get a good start. Back to Jean-Pascal Barak, back in the side today. Former Toulouse and La Rochelle man, who came into Clermont back in 2020. Jules Plisson, incidentally, is on the Clermont bench today. Another former La Rochelle man who's won titles with Stade Francais as well. Into the air, first kick by these little scrum half, Baptiste Joanneau. And it's taken by Brice Dulin and the mark called. Baptiste Joanneau, French under-20 international. Just 19 years old still. It's another half-back sensation coming through in French rugby. Just outside the 22. It's a bit short in the end. It's knocked on by the La Rochelle fullback. So it's not. It was actually a Clermont player, Monsieur Marbeau says, played it, so no knock on. Teddy Thomas, step inside by the former French international, looking to get back into favour in this World Cup year. Just 5 tries, though, for him. It's well outside the top scorers, outside the top 10, outside the top 16 of men who've gone over the whitewash this campaign. He's had his injury worries. New season, new team, former Racing man. They're going to run it out from the back. Oh, that's loose. Taken well, though. That was very fortunate for La Rochelle. Soutani on that far side taking it. Now coming back inside is the lock forward, Remy Piquet. Joining the back end is the man who has come in for Pierre Bougarit today at hooker, Quentin Lespay. And now for the first line out for La Rochelle. Well, this was the draw along the line. It was a risky move. Loose hands. Just a little bit sweaty, perhaps. It's a nice day. Joanneau feeds it out into the path of Bellew. George Mawala hit hard. You've got to hit him hard, otherwise he's through you. He's a great game line breaker. And that was a little pass forward, accidentally. Fritz Lee. It's going to be important to him around the break line today. Very much the #1 starter at number 8. Only failed to start 1 game this season in the 23. Jonathan Danty there in the middle. One of the men who is injured. He's not alone, though. Gregory Aldrit there with the bottle in his mouth. 2 big French internationals that will be expected to be in the World Cup squad. Danty reported to be out for between 4 to 6 weeks with a rib injury after coming off last Saturday against Bayonne in a match that La Rochelle won 26-6, and Clermont claim a big win there in the first scrum. Christian Oyavan, though, the Moldovan tight head prop, looks like he's hurt himself in it. Just holding on to what looks like the little finger. Big win for him, though, up against Reda Wardy, France international. He was on as a sub in all 5 of the Six Nations matches for France this season. So the first penalty goes the way of the away side, and a big moral boost for them, providing they can slot this kick. And a word from Christophe Urios, former Bordeaux and Castres coach for Baptiste Joanneau. Anthony Bello, meanwhile, is lining up his first pot shot at goal. Right in the middle, it tried to come back, but it's just gone wide. Well, that's a disappointing start from Bello, who scored 174 points this season, competing with Jules Plisson for that spot at number 10. Both of them having arrived fresh from other teams last summer. So off we go once more. This well kept in by Alex Newsom, the Australian, who's playing at right wing today, with Jean-Pascal Barak taking his spot at full-back. Forward comes Raka. Was the top scorer in tries earlier in the season, now number 3 in that particular competition. Moala back outside, good play into Oyavan. Baptiste Joanneau looks to see if he can jink through the line. He decides that he can't. Joanneau again, ready. Moala. Moala brought down by Piquet. Bello almost dropped it, just about managed to put the glue on his hands at the last minute. Raka. Slow yardage at the moment. Fritz Lee, really good hands, and he takes the tackle and goes through, breaks the gain line. Ball is available. Joanneau has it. Georgie Berrier, the loose head prop, takes on, and it's another penalty. Joel Scalvi, I think, is the man who has been penalised, the Argentine international tight head prop. Quentin Lesbey was also there, the hooker. And the 28-year-old Frenchman is going to need a little bit of attention in his first season since arriving from Pau. Playing confidently here are Clermont. Bearing in mind this is a side that's lost its last 2 games, knocked out of Europe against Scarlets away in Wales, and then an even more disappointing defeat last week away in Pau. Their chances of reaching the top 6 disappearing bit by bit. And it's the away form that's really hurting them. Their home form has not been fantastic either this season. They've made a bright start here, though, but they should already be 3 points ahead. They might well be in a few moments. Bello has had a sighter. This one's slightly wider out. Ronan O'Gara watching on from up above in the first half. The head coach of La Rochelle. Oh, he shanked that one as well. It has not gone well at the start for Anthony Bello. And this time he lets out a howl of derision at himself. Well, that's created some conversation and a little view there of the former La Rochelle fly half, Jules Plisson, who's on the bench today. It's Bello, though, who is in the fly half position, who plays it back. He's got to try and ignore that. Joanneau. Berrier, lovely hands from the loose head prop to find Moala. Fast ball once more. Newsom. Well, rather, that was Francois May. He's got a very similar hairstyle to the Australian as the 19-year-old Italian. Well, Clermont have the upper hand here in general play, but they're not being able to finish off what has been some lovely play here. That was a little of a dump. Paul Boudon there with his brother Pierre, who is injured today and not in the squad. One plays in the back row, the other is a centre. They both weigh the same, 107 kilos. Both nearly 2 meters tall as well. One of them, though, likely to go to Stade Francais at the end of the season. Here's his Moala. Again, he manages to get some yardage after the contact point. Etienne Foucault then with his first launch from the touchline. The referee just asking if the numbers are okay. Clermont dominating possession, and they win that one as well. That's a lovely first phase move. Moala has the ball. Joanneau feeds it into Thibault Lana, the 24-year-old locked forward. Another man who's got a brother who plays top 14 rugby. Joanneau, little kick, got that away quickly. It's gone through Brice Dulin. Trying to get out from outside his own line. That might have gone forward as well. Oh, the referee said it was the bounce that took it forward. I'm not entirely convinced about that, but the referee's right there. La Rochelle playing with fire a little bit on their own try line. The kick out by Jules Lebaille. Very different profile to his opposite number. 12 years between them. Much more experienced, the man on the La Rochelle side of the pitch. Joanneau has it though for Clermont. They are still managing to punch their weight. Joanneau, Raka had to stretch. Nobody on him, so he had time to bring it in. Joanneau back inside once more. Judical Cancorier, the abrasive back row forward, took it that time. Bello, Moala feeds it out wide, back inside by Alex Newsom. Newsom still going. Up to the 22. To the South African, Jaco Van Tonda. Back in the side today. Berrier, loose head prop, tries to feed it off, and he's given the ball away though. And La Rochelle have the chance here to break up the other end of the pitch. Antoine Hastoy there with the interception. Having a fantastic season at fly half for the men from the West Country. Brice Dulin decides not to go for touch. It's well taken by Alvaretti Raka. The colossal left wing comes into contact and is well brought down. It's good stuff by Souteni. Oyavan. Helped out by Berrier. Kick coming from Bello. Ooh, that's not a great kick either. He is not having a good day already. Wow. I'm not quite sure what he had for breakfast, but I think he needs to change his cereal. Christophe Urios watches on. Another new life after being sacked by Bordeaux Bègles. It wasn't long before he was snapped up by Clermont. He's managed to sort out their home form, but their away form is still atrocious. Something they want to put right today. That ball is picked up by the South African Carl Hatherell. Boudon. Lebaille. Good tackle though by Berrier. Back the other way. There's an advantage. Etienne Foucault is going to be pinged here. So first penalty in a kickable place for Antoine Hastoy, but it looks like he's going to go for the corner. It's a big cheer from the Marcel de Flandre crowd, and it's a good kick as well, up to the 5-metre line. It's the first time that La Rochelle have really managed to get some decent position. Good run by Hatherell to set it all up. And then Etienne Foucault just couldn't help himself, even though the ruck had been formed. Well scooped down by Remy Piquet. Went a little early with the jump, but managed to still stretch out those long arms, and the drive is on. Touchline within sight. Try line there, they're over. Is it down? So they're going to come back for the penalty. The touchdown didn't happen, but there was a penalty just before. And it's Fritzley, the captain of Clermont, who was offside. And then after that, Miles Amatosero, the Australian lock forward, also offside as well. Still not going for the posts. Very interesting. So then, little training ground move coming up. La Rochelle have formed the wall. Who's got it? Piquet is the answer. That was really well dealt with, though, to start with, but they're over. And there's the first try. After all that pressure from Clermont, it's La Rochelle who come through to score early on, and it's Joel Sclavi, the Argentine tight head prop, who goes over for the score. Fifth try in top 14 rugby this season for the big man. Once he got the momentum, there was no stopping him. Not even an opposing front row forward in Georgie Berrier. Pure power. And that's a demoralising score against Clermont.
Okay. Excuse-moi, Hyper. Oui, c'est bon.
That's through, and where Anthony Bello failed twice, Antoine Hustoy nails it with his first opportunity, and it's 7-0 to La Rochelle at home to Clermont. Somewhat against the run of play, but a quality move in the end once they managed to push Clermont back inside their own half again. Hastoy with that kick goes above Berdo of Lyon as the top point scorer in the league so far this season. There was only 1 point between them coming into the latest round of action. Oh, Burry has done well there. The advantage had already been served for a knock-on by Clermont. Oyemans plays scrum half from tight head prop. Out by Joanneau, the usual number 9. Lee. Hastoy's managed to kick that backwards. Alex Newsom has recovered it for Clermont. La Rochelle have it once more. Suteni, new signing this season. Lovely ball inside into the path of Hatherell. Lebai, Hastoy looks around, decides the kick is a better option. It's a great kick as well, beautifully taken. Piquet has it, oh, it's lovely. Teddy Thomas, what a flowing move this is. Here they come, Reda Wardy. A river flowing downhill at the moment from La Rochelle. And all of a sudden they hit the rocks and it goes out. And a wonderful move from the European champions. With forwards and backs streaming forward. Levani Bottier enjoyed that one, and you can see the way his body movement is. He would love to have been involved in that. A few big hitters were given the time off last week against Bayern, but have come back in again today on the bench. It was a beautiful take by Piquet and lovely handoff as well, plus the offload. Teddy Thomas feeding it on to another forward. And Levani Bottier just a little bit upset that that didn't work out, sitting next to Will Skelton.
Neuf, vous restez. Reprise du terme.
Clermont, though, have just about come out of the end of that wave of attack, and they've managed to get forward through here. The blind side forward, Judy Kell, Cancorier with a good run forward and manages to offload as well. Joanno back out to Bello. Moala feeds it along the line this time. Raka. Oh, Raka's lost it to Teddy Thomas. There's an advantage here as well for that little knock on. Support needed. Clermont here, good counter-rucking. It's the try scorer, Sclavi, who's managed to get that ball out of the back of that ruck. Here they come once more, Ulipanu Serteni. Silky skills from the Australian-born Samoa international. Having a good season. Out by Histoy. Fed on by Dylan Lades. It's lost by Brice Dulin, though. And so it means that Paul Boudon will be disappointed and won't be allowed to continue on to score what would have been his second try of the campaign. Lovely move again, all of a sudden. La Rochelle have woken up. Brice Dulin, though, was more conscious of the man coming in to tackle him and took his eyes slightly off the ball, perhaps. It's great conditions today for play.
Est-ce que c'est bon, 3? Ouais.
Sébastien Bouboul, they're out there
c'est bon pour vous?
watching on whilst
Fais le water break, s'il te plaît.
Ronan O'Gara is up watching from the stands. Water break coming up. Donica Ryan.
Monsieur, vous pouvez boire. Si vous voulez, vous pouvez boire.
Watching on. Forwards coach, Irishman. Looking for a big finale too this season.
C'est bon?
We'll have a number of players coming back today. Likes of Taroa Kerr-Barlow, Ultan Delane, Gregory Aldrich starting the match from a strong bench. I thought I saw Aldrich, though, sitting in the crowd a little while ago, so that will be a late withdrawal. We'll find out in the second half, I guess. So then scrum, halfway through the second half, first half. Joanno. Mouth guard back in place. Clermont did well with the first scrum, and it's a competitive one between the two sides again. That's really well held up by both sides. Out by Bello. Looked a little bit forward. However, Clermont on the attack. Alvaretti Raka up against Teddy Thomas. Fellow former French international teammate. Both of them out of favour of a present. Ambitious stuff here from inside their own half from Clermont.
Allez. Ici.
Good work with Jean-Pascal Barak trying to get it out to his wing. Still 7-0 though to the hosts. Quentin Laspey has it lost against the head. It's picked up by Georgie Berrier. There's a knock-on advantage as well to Clermont coming out of that line out. No advantage. Paul Boudon didn't realise that the referee was playing an advantage. There he is. Started around half of his 20 appearances this season. Here's Paul Boudon, just 23 years old. Grew up in Angers. He's a football team at the moment, look like they're heading for relegation. Unlike him, very much on an upward rise with La Rochelle.
Flexion. Lié.
A great scrum last time out. Can they do it again? Looks that way, yes. It's another really competitive scrum. No movement either way from either side. Batush trying to feed it out, and George Mawala, of all people, has dropped the ball. Usually so safe.
Stop. Je peux pas vous entendre. Merci. On revient en avant ici.
So back for another scrum for the knock-on by the Clermont centre.
9. On est dans les 22 mètres.
Joanneau out, and well, if ever a man you would want the ball to go into the gain line with, it would be George Mawala, the ex-Tongan junior and New Zealand All Black. Now a Tongan international. Some great rule changes from World Rugby has allowed a lot of the Pacific nation players to actually play more for their places of origin, rather than just be snapped up by the likes of the All Blacks and in Australia for that matter, particularly the All Blacks. Nicely taken, all through. Judical, Cancourier trying to get his arms around Jules Lebaille. La Rochelle just managed to get the ball away though. Back it comes from Alex Newsom. Forward by Miles Matasero, the Australian. He's lost the ball though, picked up by Boudon. However, it's Remy Piquet who's been penalised.
Ouais, alors, par contre, je veux que vous mainteniez votre, que vous soyez pas en appui sur lui.
Sébastien Bouboul
Je veux pas que vous soyez en appui.
watches on. It was almost a steal by the second row forward from La Rochelle, but
Gardez votre pied.
just slightly out of reach. Not regarded as deliberate though, so we are back into scrum time.
Flexion. Lié.
Third straight scrum for Clermont. They're exerting the pressure again, even though they've been wasting chances and they're 7-0 down, and this time it does collapse. And it's been collapsed by La Rochelle. Reda Wardy is the man who is been seen as guilty by Adrien Marbeau. And a third opportunity now for Anthony Bello. And he's not going to take it. He's gone for the corner instead. So after 2 misses at the post, this time he's decided he's going to go for the side, and that's not a great kick either. It's only just made it inside the 22. Reda Wardy there on your right-hand side. He did seem to go down quickly, although quite who are we to judge who exactly is at fault in a front row tussle? Only they will know, really. Nicely taken. Clermont trying to set up the driving maul. But a knock on. Oh, what a waste there for the men in yellow. And Matasero went up, took it really well. And then the ball dropped, picked up by Foucault, but it was too late. Oh, the exasperation for Christophe Urios. That's what they regard as bread and butter ball. And they've allowed the toast to fall upside down on the floor.
Encore l'épaule. Flexion.
So then, scrum the other way. Jules Lebaille feeds. Last scrum fell. This time it doesn't. Pushing forward is La Rochelle. No penalty though. Boudon comes away with it for the house and manages to get 5 yards or so. Lubai feeds it back to Hastoy. Sutani along the line. Out from Brice Dulin to Teddy Thomas. Back inside to the fullback. Good challenge, though, by the scrum half of Clermont. That's rather taken the impetus out of this La Rochelle attack. Red awarded, though. Nice little offload to his fellow prop. Taken forward by Sclavi. And this time it's Oyevan who's been penalised. Off they go quickly. Dylan Leds. That's offside. Actually, it's a knock-on from the attempted recovery of the ball from Cancourier. Lubai was off. Yeah, there it is. Trying to jackal, just got it wrong. Again, not regarded as deliberate, so it will just be the scrum. Lots of enterprising play, though, from both sides in this first half, and that's a great tackle by the little scrum half. Bati Joanneau showing no respect for his elders. He won't be 20 until this November. After the next World Cup. Referee saying, let's keep the scrummaging going the way we've had it so far. It's been pretty good. There's just been one collapse in the 29 minutes that we've seen so far.
Flexion. Lié.
Another big roar and another steady scrum from both sides. Lubai leaves it and it comes out the back to him from Hatherell. Sutani back inside to the inside centre, Jules Favre. Mwala is trying to get in there. He's off his feet, though, so has had to let go. Sutani once more. The outside centre drives against Joanneau. Out it comes to Bordeaux, the captain. Hastoy. Sclavi. It's been stolen. And Fritz Lee kicks forward. Teddy Thomas decides not to kick. Oh, this is dangerous from the wing. He's a little bit isolated. There is support arriving now, though. Lesbai. Hooker. Releases so that Lubai can feed it back out again. Antoine Hastoy, very high, not very long. Oh, and two Clermont players there, leaving it from each other, and La Rochelle getting the ball back. Lesbai plays scrum half, feeds it back into the path of Sclavi. Lovely little move here by Boudon. Really quick for a back row forward. Here's Paul Boudon. His brother Pierre is the one who looks like he's joining Stade Francais next season. Oh, that's lovely from Leds. Into Boudon again, and he's still going. Boudon all the way through. What a run for the second try of the game. Started off the move and finished it off. Brilliant stuff. And the man from Nantes, just up the coast from here, where he started his career, gets his second try of the season for La Rochelle. Well, it was beautifully done. Piquet involved again. It wasn't entirely smooth. Nevertheless, look at that little feint there from the back row forward. Big hole opened up and nobody was going to stop him. Lovely play.
me chasse. En dehors des 22. En dehors.
So then domination so far. 2 converted tries, 14-0. Nothing has been going right for Clermont. If only they'd got those 2 penalties over from Bello at the beginning of the game, and that ball has been dropped by Moala again. However, I have to say that Bello's pass here wasn't great. I have a funny feeling that we might be seeing Jules Plisson in the second half. It's not been his day. First knock-on was by Clermont, so it will be a La Rochelle scrum. There does look like he might be sitting with those who are injured. Likes of Danti, Haddad, Bulgarit, Paiva. Tongi's still away on holiday, incidentally.
Lié.
Will bring some power up front. It looks though he's ready to come on in the second half. You can see him there, the only one not in a suit. Nice play again from La Rochelle. Oh, and Teddy Thomas is all the way through. If the bounce goes his way, it didn't. He's managed to get it back in, though, to Brice Dulin. He also offloads, and it comes to Anthony Bello. And Clermont just about escaped. That would not have gone down well at all for them. 2 tries down and is enough damage. 3, and I think we would be looking already at game over. Against this La Rochelle side with this much form at home. Lovely play. Teddy Thomas here just needed 1 bounce to go his way, and unfortunately it went the other way. Kept the ball in though, as you can see.
Stop. Combien te vaut en touche? 5. 5 en touche. Au plus du temps.
So then 5 called for the line out. Let's pay. That's better. It's well taken. Off they come again. Let's pay once more. The hooker up to the 22. Out by Lubai. Piquet again. Driving run from the second row forward. He's having a crunching first half. Suteni steps back inside Moala. Yeah. Hastoy. Wrapped up though by Moala. Lespay. Scalvi, lovely hands from the tight head prop. Back to Suteni. Reda Wardy galloping through the line. Scalvi again, Piquet again, and Piquet is off. Brought down well by Beria. That must have hurt. Clermont managed to steal the ball again. That's good work by Judicael Cancorier. Fritz Lee looking for a teammate. Instead, he's hit by Kyle Hatherell.
Non, non, non. J'ai vu, c'est bon pour moi.
Clermont then recover possession and slow play right down.
6. Non, il le fait sortir sur le côté. Non, il est couvert. Allez, 4.
Referee happy with the clear out. Just explaining. Still painful. Jules Lebai, I think it is. Kicked in the head. Another marauding run though, and the forwards very much involved in everything that's good attacking wise in this first half. Forwards and backs getting involved in the midfield. Remy Paquette, who has been more or less a first choice. He started 2/3 of his games this season. Scored 3 tries, including last week, the latest of them against Bayonne. Enjoying his second season. It was a good first season to come into the club last week, or last season. Bourgarit, Paiva, Skelton, Haddad, Bergeon, Danty and Ruel, Raymond Ruel. Out, there is Ruel there with the sunglasses. Looks like there's going to be a change at fly half. Another scrum half, excuse me. Lebai is not going to be able to carry on, and Touara Kerbalo is going to come on.
C'est bon, vous avez annoncé, c'est 6. OK. Reprise.
Disappointing. 130-year-old plus, replaced by another, though.
Ballon rentré.
Fritz Lee feeds it out to Moala. Missed pass into the path of Alex Newsom.
Oh, 12,
Barak decides to kick. It's into the 22, and that should be a mark called, and it is. This close to halfway, no need to take any risk. Brice Dulin decides just to let the clock run down. Really good kick, and good chase by Teddy Thomas has just dissuaded Clermont from taking that. Antonio there on the right-hand side, France's colossal front row forward. He will be very, very keen to get his paws into the World Cup later in the year. Very, very keen to get his paws as well into the top 14 of playoffs as well. That's really well taken. La Rochelle on the attack again. Paul Boudon. Scalvi. Another offload from the tight head prop. Dulin. Teddy Thomas outside of Dulin. Through. Thomas. This time can he get there? Thomas can! And he scores. And it's 3 tries for La Rochelle before half-time. Will Skelton and Levani Bottia embrace, enjoy on the sideline. Hayden Thompson-Stringer, more reserved, but what a move. Teddy Thomas had a chance just a moment ago, but the bounce got the better of him, but it was all set up from the line out. Expansive play again. Brice Dulin again sees the opportunity. Teddy Thomas is so quick. Perfectly judged kick. And this time, Teddy Thomas manages to get there. 6th try in top 14 rugby this season for the former French international. Looking to come into form at just the right time of the year. The former Racing 92 man. Well, Clermont survived the last time. They didn't survive another time, though. There goes the half-time hooter. This will be the last kick, and it's off the post. Nevertheless, it's been a great half of rugby from La Rochelle into the semi-finals. 3 tries in the first half. And they lead by 19 points to nothing.
On a la sensation quand même que c'est un peu lourd pour vous. On vous a vu avoir l'initiative, pas concrétisé, c'est vrai, mais 19-0, ça fait un peu lourd.
That seems a little harsh on you, that does. Yeah, Baptiste Joannou says, yeah, it is. It's not the second half that we wanted to have. And every time that they came forward, they scored. That was the difference between us. They took the points. We have to start doing the same thing.
Merci beaucoup, Baptiste. Et Paul Boudon, auteur d'un superbe essai, messieurs, dans cette première période. Paul,
oui, il faut récupérer parce que try scorers
19-0.
In that first half.
Avec Sébastien Beauboul, votre entraîneur, en disant que vous êtes plutôt bien payé parce que l'entame, elle était un petit peu compliquée pour vous.
Ouais, je suis d'accord. On s'en sort bien parce que là,
yeah, we've done well in that first half.
de leurs erreurs, ils manquent de
taken
marquer
advantage
des
of
points,
their
heureusement
mistakes.
pour nous. Et nous, on arrive à concrétiser
And we've managed to finish off the chances we've had.
assez, on va dire assez rapidement. Mais ouais, ça tape, c'est les premières chaleurs. Le rugby d'hiver est derrière nous en tout cas.
Yeah, so it's the first,
Donc,
first feeling of summer. Winter rugby's behind us now.
Il était au bout de la courbe.
Half-time hooter. Conversion taken just after it. La Rochelle lead by 19 points to 0. Clermont look like, well, they are on their way out of contention. Mathematically, they can still get there, but it's not going to really happen for them. Lavani Botia has come on for the second half for the European champions.
Jaune.
That will just add some even more percussive thumping to the gain line. With Botia coming back on again, having rested last week against Bayonne. He's come on for Ulipano Satani. Didn't see Satani suffer an injury, but that's very early. Rabah Slimani has come on for Christian Olivan. That's probably more expected. Clermont hoping to revamp their forward play. Olivan, who was winning the battle with Slimani to be #1 pick at tight head prop for Clermont this season. Etienne Foucault feeds it in, and it's well taken by Thibaut Lana, the second row forward. George Moala, that's better from George Moala. Had an average first half, but that's much more like it from him. Gains a few extra yards off 2 bits of contact. Taken by Miles Amatosero, the Australian second row forward. Fritz Lee out to Jean-Pascal Barak. Well, they started off the first half pretty well, and it didn't go anywhere far, so they'll be hoping to do a little bit more this time around. It's Jacovan Tonda, the latest ball carrier. Joanneau thinks he can see a little hole. It wasn't a hole, but he managed to push the gain line back inside the 5-metre line, and they're now only a metre out. This is a very good start from Clermont. Now they need to take this. Cancourier out to the backs, little kick over the top, looking for Newsom, and he can't hold on to it. Knock on inside the field of play. So it will be a scrum to La Rochelle on their 5-metre line. Much better from Moala. Couple of lost balls from him in the first half. That is much more like what we're used to seeing from him. Another piece of disappointment for Christophe Urios, but it was decent play, but they really needed to take that. They need to change the momentum in the game. They need to change the momentum in this season. Well, it was very competitive in the first half between the two packs. Only one of the scrums collapsed. Second half has not got off to such a good start.
Il n'est pas en bascule, tout est bon pour moi. Il n'est pas en bascule. Il maîtrise ce qu'il fait.
Etienne Foucault being accused there by Quentin Lepec of coming forward early, but the referee said that that wasn't the case, and he was quite happy with what the Clermont hooker was doing. Dylan Lades there in the background. Very silky first 14-minute performance, keeping the attack going for La Rochelle. Big push by Clermont. Out the back though comes Boudon. First carry for Lavani Botia. When he gets the ball, you can hear it in the crowd. Antoine Hastoy gets them out of danger. It'll come back the other way though. Anthony Bello, interestingly, has stayed on despite not having his best first half at fly half. Forward by Lana. Joanneau, Bello. Feeds it into Cancourier. Back row forward, makes the ball available once more. Bello to Raka. Fritz Lee, and it's gone off the hand of Etienne Foucault out. Not sure it went forward. It could be a line out. Taken quickly. by La Rochelle as well. Teddy Thomas on the far side, kicks way downfield. Is it going to hold up? Well, it does. It's a great kick from the French international wing. Big territory gain there for La Rochelle. Jean-Pascal Barak forced to put it into touch, but Teddy Thomas there taking advantage of some really innovative play. Quickly taken. Same ball. Fed out by Jules Favre, the inside centre. Teddy Thomas with a huge kick downfield, but not too long that it went over the try line. How's this for an attacking position then, off the back of that defence?
Maintenant c'est 6, vous n'êtes pas 6. Non, il y a un relayeur. Vous êtes relayeur, donc vous êtes 7. Voilà, il y a le 9, donc vous êtes 7. 7, c'est bon pour vous les jeunes?
7, is that okay for you?
Ok. Reprise du temps.
In the line out, Quentin Lepay. It's well done, back by Bordeaux, the captain. Forward by Reda Wardy, who is countered backwards. Kerr-Barlow came on in the first half with an injury to Jules Lebay, forced him to go off. Hastoy, nice. Brice Dulin tries to cut back inside. There of François May.
Non, c'est au ballon.
Boudon. Again, Piquet, he's full of tricks, isn't he, the second row forward. He behaves like a centre when he comes into the line in midfield. Hastoy, quick, Leds, taken by May once more, but manages to get the extra metre. Kerr-Barlow, Piquet, no way through that time though. Sclavy just resets. Kerr-Barlow has been caught, Fritzley has wrapped him up. Now by Leds playing scrum half. Bottia decides to hold on. The yellow wall there came up very tight. Cut off that route to the wide side of the pitch. Instead, it's taken by Lepay.
C'est un jaune qui le ramène dans son camp.
A yellow player who took the ball, and so here comes Antoine Hastoy. Nice little sidestep and kick. Chance here for Teddy Thomas. Still might be. Raka with the challenge. Still not away. Lepay, 1 metre from the line. Great defence from the men in yellow and blue, and a chance wasted and lost there for La Rochelle. See there the battle scars, fresh ones for Quentin Lepay. Nogara is still happy to remain up in the stands, leaving Sébastien Bouboul to the running of the game down below. Antoine Hastoy there with a lovely little kick forward, and it was just too far for Teddy Thomas to be able to grab hold of. Holding on in the end in the tackle, handing possession to Anthony Bello. It's a better kick. He'll be looking for a steadier second half. Antoine Hastoy there with a lovely little piece of play, and Raka there really important twice. He effectively saved the try twice there. They think that was a high tackle, that's why the crowd are booing. Don't think it was.
No.
Just about got away with it. Another penalty to Clermont. This time it's Paul Boudon coming in from the side. Anthony Bello will have another go at getting it clear. Again, it's not a particularly good kick. It's not many metres gained. It does, though, advance them down the pitch. Uni Antonio is about to come on, by the looks of it. Tight head prop. We could be seeing the try scorer Joel Sclavy coming off. Fritzley, meanwhile, barrels into the challenge from the hooker, Quentin Lepay. Bello, better, Joanneau. If that wasn't forward, Joanneau's on his bike. into Teddy Thomas. Teddy Thomas missed him, and it's a first score of the game for Clermont through their teenage scrum half. Well, they'll come back to look at that pass from fly half to scrum half. The first time really that they've really got some separation. Beautiful little ball back in by Bello. And then the two defenders for La Rochelle taking each other out. And it left a clear path to the try line between the posts for Baptiste Joanneau. Tries in back-to-back games. He scored against Pau last week, and now he has 6 tries for the season. And Bello gets his first kick of the game, having missed a couple in the first half. Well, a sniping run. That little jink at the end, what made it. Okay. Antonio does indeed come on then at tight head prop. La Rochelle suddenly find themselves only leading by 12 points. It's 19 points to 7. And a big relief for Clermont to finally get on the board.
Touche, Médé. Médé.
C'est juste le retier renversement, il s'en fait beaucoup. Allez. Ah, allez gros, allez, allez. Allez mon Red, allez. Allez Big. Viens mon Reda. Allez maman. Rap, deuxième. Manche. Deux. Allez Mike.
So then what will that do to the game?
Flexion.
It's a good scrum to have this for Clermont after La Rochelle getting the kick-off wrong. Can go either way. Joanneau feeds. 10 minutes into the second half. Fritz Lee takes it himself and feeds it out to George Moala. Joanneau. Back inside by Jean-Pascal Barak.
Ballon lâché.
Thibault Lana gets a couple of extra yards. Fritz Lee leaves it. Out to Bello. Ramaslamani with the first carry since coming on at half-time. Joanneau wants it.
Avantage.
An advantage because Teddy Thomas there playing the ball when the ball was in the ruck. Foucard, Joanneau again, turning, twisting, trying to get past Piquet, who's been excellent until now. Joanneau again. Bello out to Moala once more. Pushing the La Rochelle defensive line backwards steadily. Foucard. Daniel Bibi Bizou, who looks like he's come on. Loose head prop. There was no advantage coming from an infringement by La Rochelle, so we're going to come back again. It was that man there who put his hands into a ruck. Teddy Thomas. Samani barreling through. And you see there Teddy Thomas reaching over the top. Or rather, that's Reda Wardy doing it, actually. Apologies to Teddy Thomas. Gregory Aldrit, France's superstar back row forward, is about to come on. Antoine Dupont might get all of the plaudits, but that man there is every bit as important to the rise that France are enjoying at the moment. One of the stars of the Six Nations campaign last year and this year, even though France lost their crown to Ireland. Anthony Bello with another chance here to whittle away at the advantage that La Rochelle have. Well, his kicking is still not great, but it does at least go through. And Clermont up to double figures. 9 points behind now at 19 points to 10. More changes coming. Gregory Aldrit is on. I believe Carl Hatherell.
Tu me dis quand tout le monde est sorti. Là, attendez, attendez.
And also coming off is Miles Amontecero in the second row. Off we go again then. La Rochelle suddenly find themselves only leading by 9.
En dehors.
5 minutes ago they had a nice 19-point lead. Judicael Cancourier is coming into the game a little bit more in the second period. Batijuano definitely beginning to dictate things now, the 19-year-old scrum half. Real runners charging forward for that one, picked off by Brice Dulin. Shall need to get their foot on the ball once more.
Ah, c'est bon, c'est bon.
Antoine Astoy comes back the other way. Brice Dulin. Therefore, indeed, has gone off. Has been kept in, beautifully done by Barak.
Au jeu de touche, tu me l'as dit.
Also in the second row, a change. Ultan Dylan, the Irish-born Frenchman, has
Ok, Pierre.
come on for Thomas Leveau by the looks of it.
Non, 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 non.
It's a good push. La Rochelle using the driving maul well here, coming up to the 5-metre line. It's gone down now, though. Referee is happy that Clermont didn't collapse the ball. Dylan Lades feeds it back. Kerr-Barlow. First chance for Greg Aldrich to get his hands on the ball. And this is a good Levani Bottia offload, but he's only offloaded it to Raka, and Raka's able to clear the ball. Well, it's not very far forward, but at least it's away from the danger area. It's taken quickly, though, by La Rochelle. They're coming back the other way. Brice Dulin again, trying to set Teddy Thomas off. However, the kick this time goes out on the full from the fullback. Well, this game is speeding up, if that was possible. Nobody on the shoulder, though, of Levani Bottia. Sebastian Bouboul looking as a man who was thinking, oh, nearly, of what might have been.
Attendez, hein. Arrêt du temps. Oui, oui. Reprise du temps.
Time on again. Etienne Foucault, ready for the line-out. Nicely done into the hands of Jaco Van Tonda. And out by Jules Plisson, who has just come on to replace Anthony Bello. A good move there by Christophe Urios to keep Anthony Bello on there. Didn't want to ruin his confidence too much after a very average first half. Now, though, it's Jules Plisson who comes on against the side that he won the European Cup with last season. Another change. As Julien Herito comes on for the youngster, 19-year-old Francois May. His first pro start coming to an end a week after he made his pro debut against Pau as a sub. Lepay, nicely done. Kerr-Barlow out to Hastoy. Along the line quickly into the lane of Delian Leeds. Turning back inside and is pulled down by Alex Newsom. Hastoy. Another big push forward. Ultan Dylan in the skull cap getting his first touch since coming on. Reda Wardy. Kerr-Barlow decides to take it himself. Not sure you want to take on Daniel Bibi Bizou like that, who wrapped him up very, very soundly. Kerr-Barlow back on his feet. Piquet wants it. I think it's going to go the other way, though. Hastoy out to Bottia. All loose. Just about held on to by the captain, Remy Bordeaux. Hastoy once more. Brice Dulin passed that without really knowing who was there. However, it's made it all the way across the leads again. George Moala trying to jackal. Can't get there. Asked the assistant whether or not that was entirely legal from the men in black. The answer would have disappointed him. Barlow has a look downfield. Not an awful lot of room. Not a bad kick. Gave his runners a little bit of a chance. Bati Joanneau, though, has it. He's already scored one try and he's already got away once. Here he goes again. Oh, he's a live wire. Joanneau surrounded by men in black and they still can't get him down. What a run by Bati Joanneau. There's no scrum half at the moment. Bibi Bizou, the substitute loose head prop, takes it on. The referee's going to come back for the penalty. Bati Joanneau, incredible run. Surrounded by what looked like 5 La Rochelle players and they could not get a finger on him barely. It's come alive in the second half as the young scrum half. This was the little word with him earlier on. Magnificent running from a man who became a France under-20 international last season. At the age of 18, went on the summer series too. First professional season this campaign. Arrived at Clermont from Biarritz back in 2021. What a find he's been, and let's hope that that ankle is holding up, because his game really depends on his ankles. Jules Plisson is going to have a first crack at the posts. Clermont here steadily bringing themselves back into contention. This will bring it back to a 6-point game if he manages to get this. There's no reason to believe he won't. And he has, against his former side. All of a sudden, it's 19 points to 13. And they are now less than a converted try behind their hosts. This is quite a comeback from Clermont in the second half. More substitutions for La Rochelle. Looks like Hayden Thompson-Stringer has come on, the loose head prop, in place of Reda Wardy. Well, this has turned into an unexpectedly competitive game. Clermont had a reasonable first half but couldn't take their opportunities, but they've been much better at doing it in the second half. Fritz Lee takes it safely. Joanneau has had to come off, unfortunately, and has been replaced by Sebastian Bézi. Much more experienced scrum half. Maybe not quite with the same dynamism, though. Confirmation of Thompson-Stringer coming on for Wardy in the front row as well. Barlow to Piquet. Hasn't been able to get quite as much joy in the second half as he did in the first. He's off his feet. Reva Slovani is told you can't jackal. Botia. His hands have been a bit wobbly since he came on. He's not dropped anything, but he's looked pretty close sometimes. Clermont again holding up the play. Barlow back out to Une Antonio, the French international, front row forward. Barlow decides to kick. High, short. Straight down the throat of Alvaretti Raka, who's knocked it backwards, and that could work out for La Rochelle. No foul, says the referee, and it's picked up there brilliantly by Lepage. La Rochelle here gifted an attacking possibility. Forward by Boudou. Thompson-Stringer recycles. Piquet holds off one challenge. A big hit coming at him from Thibault Lana. And it's been stolen. Sebastian Bézi kicks it back upfield for Clermont. That's a great kick as well. Well, he's turned defence into attack there. But it was the proverbial bar of soap. Levani Bottia came through. But the referee actually said during play that both players were going to the ground looking for the ball. Chance gone there for La Rochelle, and now it's their turn to pass up these opportunities.
Sink.
Hayden Stringer has given the instructions. Lepay over the top, nicely done. Kerr-Barlow feeds it out into the path of Gregory Aldred, who was not involved in that line-up for the line-out. Hastoy, high kick outside the 22. Clermont, though, take it safely. Back comes Alex Newsom. Beats the first tackler, brought down by Brice Dulin. George Moala steps back inside. Good break here. Kick over the top. Racker is chasing. So too, though, is Teddy Thomas, and he gets the ball down. Verratti Racker hasn't had a lot of opportunities today. A man who has scored 11 tries in all competitions this season, 8 of them in top 14. Only Lyon's Aiton de Mortier and Poe's 19-year-old centre sensation Emilien Gaeton, who has 11, have got more than him this season domestically. That's an interesting kick. The spin and the bounce there working really well for La Rochelle. Another reason to blow his cheeks out for Christophe Urios. You might regard that as a little unlucky, but they let the ball bounce. Perfectly placed into the Clermont half. It will, though, be a Clermont line-out, which Etienne Foucault will take. And who competes with Berregeret for the position at hooker for Clermont, starting today and still on. Plisson to Fritz Lee. Captain tries to drive it forward to halfway once more. Bessie always dropped. And it'll be a scrum to La Rochelle. Mistake by Thibault Lana. And only 24 years old. Very much, though, a first choice for both John O'Gibbs and for Christophe Urios in the second row for Clermont this season. Teddy Thomas saving the points. That could have put Clermont in front if Alvaretti Racker had managed to get on the end of that. Such has been the change around in fortunes for the men in yellow and blue in this second period. I think they've gone in early.
Soyez en maîtrise, d'accord? Soyez en maîtrise. Allez.
Vincent Merling there with his hand on his face, the president of La Rochelle. Can still remember the smiles from him after the final of the European Cup last season. And that 3 decades wait for a title under his stewardship. It almost came in 2021, but it was drowned in the rain of the Stade de France by Toulouse. La Rochelle, though, looking very, very good again this season. Stronger than ever. Out the back by Aldred and Terra. Terra takes it on.
C'est vous qui l'amenez au sol.
Kerr-Barlow again. Piquet supports the bridge and out by the scrum half once more. Lepay is still on the pitch, the hooker. 66, nearly 67 minutes into the game. It's getting quite a stint. 20-year-old hooker Sasha Idomi, who is with replacement. Here comes Teddy Thomas, though, down that far flank. Rezzy's going to have to let go. He's on the flat deck. Hayden Stringer, the former Saracens man who never quite got at home there. Saracens beaten by La Rochelle in the knockout stages of this season's Champions Cup in Europe. Oh, that looked a little forward. Back by Teddy Thomas, referees let it go. Gregory Aldrit presents the ball. Lepay. Hastoy flat into the path of Paul Boudon. He's already scored one try today. Hastoy again. Hastoy's away. Oh, this could be it. Dylan Leeds. Oh, it was too soft, the kick this time, and Leeds can't get onto it. Disappointing gesture, or a gesture of disappointment rather, from the left wing from South Africa. That would have surely finished it off. Clermont don't have the ball again. Maybe Hastoy getting a little bit tired. Instruction still coming from the sideline, and Sébastien Bouboul. And the referee's given a full penalty the Clermont's way, and there was a bit of back chat from Levani Bottier, I think, and that means they'll go 10 metres further forward.
Le ballon n'est pas sorti, et vous montez.
The ball had not come out and you went in anyway.
Je voudrais que ça aille plus vite. Je vous ai parlé avant le match.
And Levani Bottier has been told that the referee will have a word with him after the game. Good burst through by Hastoy to start with, but then just couldn't quite get that kick. It was a really well worked move. Dylan Leeds had a route to the try line if there was enough power on this kick from the La Rochelle fly half, but just put too much through it, or rather not enough through it. A little bit like a golfer under-hitting it towards the hole and coming up short. Line out ball then, Etienne Foucaud. Both the hookers are still on for both the sides. Jules Plisson kicks forward into the 22. A little bit too hard though. Brice Dulin can decide what he's going to do. Decides to kick, have the time, and has got it outside the 22. Great attacking flair in the first half from Brice Dulin. France international, but not since the last time he represented France was at the Six Nations back in 2021. Unfortunately for him, he's got the likes of the Toulouse pair, Thomas Ramos and Melvin Jaminet between him and place in the squad for Les Bleus. Knock on. Etienne Foucaud shakes his head, and Christophe Urres has decided to take the headphones off. 10 minutes left, 6 points in it. You can't underestimate what a big lift this would be for Clermont, having been 19-0 down if they were able to win this against one of the favourites for the title. They haven't given up on the bench, obviously, or maybe they've just concentrating on other things. So then it's a La Rochelle put in, which allows the clock just to tick down a little bit. We are already into the last 10 minutes, now heading into the last 9. La Rochelle with a big lead at half-time, but hanging on as we head into the last part of the game. Antoine Hastoy, they play it along the line once more. Brice Dulin looks again for the kick. Dylan Leeds sends off. Decent bounce. All Dylan Leeds might get this. Oh, it's going to be a knock-on, though. Now, you could argue that was a deliberate knock-on. Bad bounce for Barak. It's been taken quickly. Alvaretti Raka has it on the far side for Clermont. He's taken down by Rémi Piquet. Plisson decides to kick. Nice bounce. Could do with it going out there. That's actually lovely. Brice Dulin, though, will send it back where it came from. Not into touch, though. Plisson catches. Moala along the line. Raka from Barak. Gregory Aldrit is trying to take the ball from him. But Aldrit didn't let go of the challenge first before jackling, which is what the referee has just explained to him. Back from Plisson. It's nicely done. Clermont on the attack, growing in confidence again. Bézi, Plisson, looking for Bibi Bizarou. That's a knock-on, though, by Clermont. Advantage ball here for La Rochelle. And that's a foul, surely, isn't it? Hayden Stringer with the attempt of being a scrum half, forward by Leeds. Still the advantage being played for a knock-on. That's beautifully taken by Brice Dulin. Barak beaten to the ball. Still kept in. Hastoy picks it up. Great play from Lavani Bottier there to stop a Clermont hand getting on it. Still Piquet's got it. Nobody seems to want to grab hold of that ball. Up to the 22. Time running out for Clermont. Antonio feeds it out into the path of Favre. Back to Lepay, and he's lost the ball. Brice Dulin picks it back up again and finds Teddy Thomas, who comes back inside of Alex Newsom. Kerr-Barlow. Antonio, Leeds. Wow, this is loose. It's like sevens rugby at the moment. And the ball has been lost. Moala forward. Leys judges the bounce well. I think he was outside the 22, though, when he finally got his hands on the ball. Favre kicks, that's a real hack. Back comes Clermont once more with Barak. He's taken down by Bottier. Bézi, Plisson, Newsom feeds it into the path of Kylian Tixiron, the replacement back row forward, at just 21 years of old. Here comes Newsom round the outside. He's got past Teddy Thomas, but he's put a foot in touch. Sébastien Bézi is absolutely flattened by Quentin Lepay. Both of them have remained down. No wonder they're blowing hard. That was one expansive piece of play from both sides, but particularly from La Rochelle. Desperately trying to keep the ball alive. La Rochelle after this game get ready for their semi-final against Exeter in the Champions Cup. Clermont, unfortunately for them, were knocked out by Scarlets from the Challenge Cup in the quarterfinals, having dropped down from the Champions Cup themselves. Alex Newsom here with a really strong run, but in the end, Brice Dulin with a really good tackle that just sent him into touch. So finally, Lepay comes off after 75 minutes nearly. And it means the arrival of 20-year-old hooker Sacha Idomi. Only his second pro appearance ever. The last one was 2 seasons ago at Lyon as a sub as well. And he's straight into the action with his first line out. Time back on, 5 minutes to go. And it's been one against the head. However, La Rochelle, are they going to get it back again? They do. Loose again. Antoine Hastoy can get rid of it. That's a good kick. Raka, though, manages to keep hold of it. Raka's decided to take it himself, and he's off. Raka bursting through, brought down by Antonio. Bézi into Bibi Bizarou. Bézi almost left the ball behind. Did well there not to knock it on. Barak forward. Bézi once more. Cancourier. Real shift from the blindside flanker. That's gone backwards from Plisson. Newsom starting to get into his running now is the Australian. Round the outside. Hastoy's there. However, ball is presented nicely. Rabah Slimani did well to reach out and grab that pass in. Plisson. Moala. Again trying to come through and brought down by Paul Boudon. And the ball has been turned over Hayden Stringer with it. Kerbarlo, that's offside, surely. Aldred, nice hands. And the way they're coming. Levani Bottia's lost his headband and he feeds it out to Dylan Leeds, and there's the victory for La Rochelle. Dylan Leeds, who's had a tremendous game, comes in to score his 6th try of the season. The victory finished off by the 30-year-old South African. And the flags wave around the Marcel de Flandre again. Clermont's brave attempt to come back in and steal an unlikely victory will ultimately fail. The overlap there, Levani Bottia, well-timed pass, nobody between Leeds and the try line. And Clermont's last vestiges of hope for the top 6 surely disappear with that try. Didn't reach the final last season, La Rochelle, after reaching it in 2021. Young Sacha Odomi is already needing some attention to a head wound, having only just come on. The TMO happy. Not quite sure what they were looking at, to be quite honest with you. Didn't hear the referee saying anything. Accurate from... is this what they were looking at? Is it forward?
Mon arbitre vidéo me dit que pour lui, il n'y a rien de clair. Voilà. Je n'ai pas vu.
We hear that the TMO saying to me there was nothing clear as to whether or not that was a throw pass forward or not.
Oui.
It looks a little suspiciously like it was. It's where it starts off that's important, whether it's being thrown backwards. If it drifts forward after that, it's okay. Remy Piquet comes off after a monumental display in the second row. Antoine Hastoy comes off, and Paul Bounon likewise brilliant in the third row for La Rochelle today. They had to fight in the second half, having breathed through the first.
Le premier est jaune et le deuxième est noir. Oui. Premier jaune, deuxième noir. Deux jaunes changements.
Come back on again with Bounon going off.
Allez, en place.
And young Hugo Royce has come on as well, the 19-year-old fly half. Replacing Antoine Hastoy, who was had a good game. Jules Resset comes on at hooker. For Clermont, replacing Etienne Foucault. Another 19-year-old in his first professional season. Jean-Maxence, Jules Resset. Get to start again. This is his 4th appearance from the bench. He's been at the club since 2018, coming through the academy. Aldred, another one of those lovely evasive runs off the back of a scrum. No matter how many times he does it, opposing players just never seem to be able to stop him.
Ici.
Won by Clermont, but with only a few seconds left. Even a try converted will not be enough for
16 qui arrache le ballon. 16.
a defensive bonus point. It's a penalty.
16 qui arrache le ballon.
That was by Sacha Odomi. One last chance for Clermont to get some pride back again. Encouragement from Sebastian Boudou. He left on his own on the touchline today by Ronan O'Gara. He's done well here to fight back from this determined revival by Clermont in the second half. Came within 6 points at one moment. Couldn't get any nearer though. And we look back at that first half with real regret. One against their head, and that could be it. All they need to do is kick it out. Bordeaux, the captain, recycles. Kerbalo kicks it out, and there's the victory right there. La Rochelle moving towards the top 6. They've almost guaranteed their place. A dominating first half, led by 19 points to 0. Clermont came back into it, but in the end they were too strong, and it's finished La Rochelle 26, Clermont 13. Well, it was an unexpected fight in the end. As Remy Piquet embraces the man whose place is taken in the side today, Will Skelton. Thibaut Lana there, raising his eyebrows to his opposite number.
Antoine, un succès bonifié, heureux, on a le sentiment. La dernière passe, en plus, elle est un petit peu limite. C'est 5 points qui vous ravissent, j'en suis sûr, mais peut-être un petit peu inespéré.
Ouais, en tout cas, c'est 5 points. Je pense qu'on a fait une première mi-temps plutôt sérieuse, même si on a eu du mal à rentrer dans le match. On a beaucoup défendu. Après, on a des opportunités aussi qu'on ne met pas, donc je pense que c'est bien qu'on arrive à avoir ce point de bonus. Et voilà, maintenant on va être concentré. On a 8 jours pour une demi-finale européenne, donc l'objectif il est là.
Le premier gros rendez-vous de la saison, etc. La semaine prochaine, vous vous sentez prêt justement pour ce défi? C'est une bonne répétition générale aujourd'hui?
Ouais, bien sûr, on se sent prêt. On a bien bossé, je pense qu'on a bossé aussi pour le match de la semaine prochaine. Et voilà, 2 matchs entre 2 phases finales de Coupe d'Europe, 2 victoires, donc c'est parfait, c'est ce qu'on voulait. Maintenant, il faut valider et gagner ce match à Bordeaux.
Merci, on vous souhaite beaucoup de réussite pour la semaine prochaine. Merci Antoine.
Yeah, the feel-good factor carries on at La Rochelle. Those times between players, between the two sides. You know, Antonio an embrace for George Moala. Say his first half was that great. Came into it much more in the second half though, and was helping to lead that revival. Managed to score 13 unanswered points in the second half to to answer what La Rochelle did with their 19 unanswered points in the first half. Of course, it could have been very different if Anthony Bello had kicked those 2 penalties at the start of the game. Could have had them level at some point if things had gone the way they had afterwards. In the end, 6 points was as near as Clermont got. Marty Bottier, rested last week, came on as a substitute this week, set up the try for Dylan Leds that finished off Clermont. And it's going to be the former La Rochelle man, Jules Plisson, who gives Clermont's point of view after that defeat.
Jules est avec nous, Jules Plisson, pour son retour à De Flandre cet après-midi. Bon, vous étiez pas loin de faire le coup quand même, vous étiez dans le match, allez jusqu'à la 78e finalement.
Ouais, dans le match, mais encore une fois, on n'arrive pas à scorer, dès qu'on est dans la zone de marque, on se précipite parfois. Il faut aussi les matchs de haute saison, de toute façon c'est comme ça. Mais ouais, je trouve que dans l'état d'esprit, on n'a rien lâché. C'est pas facile et contre une belle équipe de La Rochelle qui est sur les hauts tableaux en Coupe d'Europe ou en championnat.
Il va falloir rester mobilisé, bien sûr, 3 matchs encore à jouer. Vous ne descendrez pas en Pro D2, vous ne vous qualifierez pas pour la phase finale en fin de saison. Il faut rester quand même motivé, sous pression.
Au niveau des points, c'est pas fait encore. Les équipes sont à 10 points de nous, donc forcément on va s'en méfier. On a 2 réceptions, Stade Français et Racing. Un déplacement à Pau, voilà, on va jouer à fond comme aujourd'hui, on n'a rien à perdre. Et puis là, essayer de montrer un meilleur visage que ce qu'on a pu faire déjà la semaine dernière.
Well, Perpignan have 35 points at the moment. Clermont are still 11 points above that. It would be a major surprise, really, if they were to be caught. Perpignan have not really shown the sort of form that suggests that they're going to make up that kind of difference in 4 games. Take a look at the statistics then, and well, the possession remained relatively steady through that second half. It's the territory where things really turned around in the end. La Rochelle, from being in their own half for much of the first half, actually had more territory in the second. Ties then. Scalvi, Bordeaux, Thomas. Then in the second half, Dylan Lent, which is not on there yet. And Astoy missed just one of the conversions.